Tuesday morning, 7:45 a.m., the school drop-off line, minivans, crossovers, the occasional ambitious parent in a BMW, and then a 2026 Lamborghini Urus SE hybrid in Giallo Balenis Pearl Yellow. 789 horsepower, plug-in hybrid system, 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds. In the school drop-off line, welcome back to UC Car Review. Today we are reviewing the most contradictory, most entertaining, most genuinely fascinating vehicle I have ever tested, the 2026 Lamborghini Urus SE Hybrid. This vehicle asks a question that has no rational answer. Can a 789 horsepower Italian supercar be a practical family vehicle? And I am going to give you the most honest answer possible by doing something no other automotive reviewer has been willing to do. I took this car on the actual school run. I drove it through actual school drop-off traffic. I parked it in an actual school parking lot surrounded by actual minivans. And I am going to tell you exactly what happened, and exactly what this car is, what it is not, and whether the extraordinary combination of supercar performance and SUV practicality that Lamborghini is advertising is real or a very expensive illusion. The 2026 Lamborghini Urus SE exterior communicates something that the original Urus never quite achieved: complete visual confidence. The original Urus looked like a Lamborghini trying to be an SUV. The Urus SE looks like a Lamborghini that has decided the SUV format is beneath no one, and proved it by making an SUV that looks more aggressive than most sports cars. The SE-specific exterior updates begin at the front. A revised bumper with larger air intakes feeding both the hybrid powertrain's cooling system and the carbon ceramic brakes. The Lamborghini Y-shaped LED daytime running lights, one of the most recognizable automotive light signatures in production, are now sharper, more defined, and extend further into the front corners than the previous Urus. The overall effect is a front face that has moved from aggressive to genuinely confrontational. The carbon fiber roof panel is a Urus SE exclusive element, not available on the standard Urus. It reduces the roofline weight by 14 pounds, lowering the center of gravity to a degree that is measurable in handling dynamics. The Giallo Balenis Pearl Yellow paint against carbon fiber creates the most visually dramatic color and material combination available on any SUV currently in production. The yellow appears to vibrate against the black carbon fiber in sunlight. The contrast is so extreme that even stationary, the car appears to be moving. The plug-in hybrid system in the 2026 Lamborghini Urus SE is the most important engineering story in this vehicle, and it requires explanation that goes significantly beyond the headline numbers, because Lamborghini's approach to hybridization is fundamentally different from what BMW or Mercedes does with their plug-in hybrid SUVs. Most plug-in hybrid SUVs use the electric motor to assist the combustion engine. The electric motor fills gaps in the combustion engine's power delivery and provides additional torque during acceleration. Lamborghini's system does something different. The electric motor on the rear axle is a fully independent drive unit, capable of propelling the Urus SE on its own at speeds up to 80 miles per hour. The twin-turbocharged V8 drives the front and rear axles through the conventional all-wheel drive system. The electric motor drives the rear axle independently. When both systems operate simultaneously, the Urus SE has three driven power sources: front V8, rear V8 through transfer case, and rear electric motor. This creates true torque vectoring at the rear axle that no conventional all-wheel drive system can replicate. The battery pack, 25.9 kilowatt-hours, provides 37 miles of pure electric range at speeds up to 80 miles per hour. For school-run distances, typically between 5 and 15 miles in American suburban environments, the Urus SE can complete the entire journey in electric-only mode. Zero fuel consumption, zero emissions, zero engine sound. A 789 horsepower Lamborghini arriving at school as silently as a Toyota Prius. The contrast between what this car is capable of and how quietly it can deliver children to class is the most entertaining engineering paradox currently available in any production vehicle. The carbon fiber program on the 2026 Lamborghini Urus SE goes further than any previous Urus generation, and it goes further than most supercars at twice the price. Lamborghini's expertise with carbon fiber dates to the Murcielago RGT in 2004, and 20 years of development in carbon fiber manufacturing at Sant'Agata Bolognese has produced techniques that are visible in every carbon component on the Urus SE. The carbon fiber roof panel, the most visually prominent carbon element, is manufactured using a prepreg carbon fiber process. Prepreg carbon fiber is carbon fabric pre-impregnated with a specific resin ratio before being laid into the mold, producing a more consistent fiber-to-resin ratio than wet layup carbon, and therefore a stronger, lighter component from identical amounts of raw material. The weave pattern is a 2x2 twill, each carbon strand woven over and under 2 strands alternately, producing the diagonal grid pattern that has become the visual signature of high-performance carbon fiber components. The carbon fiber side sill extensions, the carbon front splitter, the carbon rear diffuser, and the carbon door mirror housings are all manufactured using the same prepreg process. Total weight saving from all carbon fiber components on the Urus SE compared to equivalent composite components is 67 pounds. In an SUV designed to do the school run, 67 pounds of weight saving is not about lap times. It is about fuel economy, electric range, and the commitment of Lamborghini's engineers to making every component as good as it can possibly be regardless of whether the owner ever notices the difference. Sit inside the 2026 Lamborghini Urus SE, and the designer's intention is immediately, unmistakably clear. This interior was not designed to be comfortable. It was not designed to be soothing. It was designed to make every person who sits inside it feel that they are in a Lamborghini and everything that means. Drama, aggression, visual intensity, the sense of being in something extraordinary. The hexagonal design language, Lamborghini's signature geometric motif, appears in every surface of this interior. The air conditioning vents are hexagonal. The speaker grills covering the Burmester audio system are hexagonal. The center console storage compartment lid is hexagonal. The gear selector surround is hexagonal. The lighting elements in the door cards are hexagonal. This is not a design element applied selectively for visual accent. It is a complete design language that Lamborghini's interior team has executed with remarkable consistency. Every hexagonal element precisely sized and positioned relative to every other hexagonal element in the cabin. The Giallo-Balenes contrast stitching throughout the interior. On the seats, the steering wheel, the door cards, the dashboard, creates a continuous visual connection between the exterior color and the interior atmosphere. A passenger sitting in the rear seat sees the same yellow that pedestrians see on the exterior. The car's identity is not divided between outside and inside. It is unified. Lamborghini, in every direction, at every moment. The school drop-off experience has never previously included this level of visual commitment. 789 horsepower. This combined system output comes from 2 completely different power sources working together, and understanding how Lamborghini has integrated them explains why the Urus SE drives the way it drives. The combustion component is a 4-liter twin-turbocharged V8 producing 620 horsepower independently. This engine uses a hot V turbocharger configuration, both turbos mounted between the cylinder banks in the hot exhaust gas flow, providing faster spool and more immediate throttle response than conventional turbo placement. On its own, 620 horsepower from a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 would make this the most powerful standard SUV powertrain from any manufacturer. Lamborghini then adds the electric motor. The rear-axle electric motor contributes an additional 169 horsepower, bringing the combined total to 789 horsepower and 701 pound-feet of combined torque. But the electric motor's contribution is not simply additive power. It changes how the power is delivered. The electric motor's torque is instantaneous from 0 RPM. At any speed, from any gear, in any situation. The rear electric motor provides immediate torque that arrives before the twin-turbo V8 can fully respond to a throttle input. The result is an SUV that accelerates with a directness and immediacy that turbocharged engines alone cannot achieve. 0 to 60 arrives in 3.4 seconds, a number that requires repeating 3.4 seconds in a 5-seat SUV on the way to school. Tuesday morning school run results, honest, complete, and unfiltered. I drove the 2026 Lamborghini Urus SE Hybrid on 5 consecutive school run days. Here is exactly what I found. Electric range. The school is 8.4 miles from home. The Urus SE completed every morning journey and every afternoon collection in pure electric mode. Silent, zero emission, the VATE never activating. Battery recharged fully overnight at home every night. For 5 school-run days, fuel consumption was zero. A 789 horsepower Lamborghini used no fuel for an entire week of school transportation. This is either the most responsible ownership decision in Lamborghini history or the most irresponsible, depending entirely on how you feel about using 789 horsepower technology to travel 8 miles. Parking, the 360-degree camera system is genuinely excellent. The Urus SC is 198 inches long and 80 inches wide. In a school parking lot designed for minivans and crossovers, this creates situations that require concentration. The parking sensors and camera system provided sufficient information to navigate every parking situation without incident. The turning circle, 39.4 feet, is manageable but requires planning in tighter spaces. Reactions. On day 1, 4 parents approached the car in the parking lot to take photographs. On day 3, a child asked me if it was a spaceship. On day 5, the school principal asked if I was filming a commercial. The Urus SE generates attention that no other school-run vehicle generates. Whether this is an advantage or disadvantage depends entirely on the owner's relationship with public attention. $279,900 against the Porsche Cayenne Turbo GT at $182,000. Nearly $100,000 separates them. Let me give you the most honest comparison possible, because both cars deserve complete honesty and they attract different buyers for different reasons. The Porsche Cayenne Turbo GT makes 640 horsepower and laps the Nürburgring in 7 minutes 38 seconds, a production SUV record. It is more driver-focused, more dynamically precise, and better resolved as a performance vehicle than the Urus SE. The Porsche is faster on a circuit. It is also $97,900 less expensive. For the buyer who prioritizes pure driving performance and circuit capability in an SUV, the Cayenne Turbo GT is the more rational choice. The Lamborghini Urus SE is not a rational choice. It never claimed to be. It is 789 horsepower, Giallo yellow paint, hexagonal design language on every surface, carbon fiber everything, and a plug-in hybrid system that lets you arrive at school in complete electric silence before destroying a motorway on-ramp. It generates a response from every person who sees it that the Porsche, excellent as it is, simply cannot generate. The Porsche makes driving enthusiasts envious. The Lamborghini makes everyone envious. My honest final verdict on the 2026 Lamborghini Urus SE Hybrid. It is not the best SUV to drive. It is not the most practical family vehicle. It is not the most rational $280,000 purchase available. It is the most entertaining, most dramatic, most genuinely ridiculous vehicle I have ever used for ordinary purposes. And using something this extraordinary for ordinary purposes is an experience that money alone cannot replicate. It requires specifically this car, specifically this concept, and specifically the school drop-off parking lot reaction on day 1. Family SUV or supercar? Yes, both, simultaneously, completely, without compromise in either direction. The answer is yes, and Lamborghini deserves enormous credit for making that answer possible. UC Car Review, 2026 Lamborghini Urus SE Hybrid, 9.3 out of 10. The world's most entertaining school-run vehicle. Subscribe, because next week we find something that might actually be more ridiculous than this. I genuinely did not think that was possible before this week.